make your jaw go back up in the air.
Yeah. You want you want my friends to do?
Yeah.
What's the casino?
Yeah.
Mark?
No, that's okay.
Alright. Huh?
Just so you can see. Start going, dude. This is your time when it slowly starts working this out.
You do that same thing with the light. Because when you grab them right there,
Yeah, when you kick like that, I'm not going to hang on to it. What I'm going to do is start to actually think of this like I'm going to block. I'm going to put these angles up. It's not really that. I'm telling you, it's a thought, but one is really doing this. And you're not committing it, you're missing. So a lot of it in the street, you can't do this spawn, you can't light. But if he goes with a kick, I step off and I kick him in. I can do that to know, let him know. I didn't hurt you, I just touched you. Or I can let him know. Or if he comes out again, and I do it across the river, going directly to the death, you know what I mean? Right, that's a weird crossover. But that did not know. You know what I mean? Because I didn't go this way, my board, but I have the other one. So from here, when I do the crossover, where once I have my foot planted, so I'm planting it in. So it's the same thing. When he goes that kick, you know what I mean? Anyway, it doesn't happen. If I see him swing a kick, I just stop it. Depending on what side I'm forward. When he comes in, stop it. And so that's why I always pivot, lead first. You don't know what it's going to be. I mean, I can go from here and side kick, I go right here to the front kick. Right here, to around it, I didn't tell me this one. Around it, that's the idea, because if my knee comes up, he's got no stop. And I always tell people, start off, bring it to at least the legs. Because if he goes around house kick, I don't use my shin if I'm going to block. When he comes in, it's my knee.
Yeah.
Who's got the strongest shoe? But I know my knee is more of a, it's not, so when you go punch, it's more a slice, you know what I mean? And that's what we teach in building, you know what I mean? So when he throws that left punch, I might come with the right punch, I might throw that left punch.
We were doing ballet for
Right?
I didn't see that pose again.
But a glove, it
I don't know, I was
doesn't,
like this.
but it's still a
We're both about the blasting kick.
So when he comes in, it's not a destructive hit. When he comes in with that, it's still deflecting to my point of origin. So back to this. When I come in to trap, you got this trap, you can go pops out, right? When I go like that, you didn't block it. So when I do this, so if he doesn't block it, then he's ducking out. Yeah. The idea is, what is this? This is a reference point, right? So my hand is where I do it, I go, get my hand, okay, if he doesn't, then I split it, right? But if he shoots that hand up to cover, that's my reference point to where I come right in the room. While you cover it up like that, that's your mistake. You're covering too much. You need to move.
It's called snaking.
So once I do this, I'm going to point
So we're sitting here and you go.
in other words, since I'm here, I don't pull my hand off.
I can see it. Just like yours when you're
I go
here and you go.
1, 2, and I use my body weight.
That one you got me good?
So once I do that, it's good shit. Because what I've done, this,
You know
that
traffic?
escape.
Yeah, some traffic.
This I'm always driving forward.
Show me.
Instead of
I want to
just taking
show me
a,
something.
pull my hand back and trying to grab again, I still want to shock it.
Alright. I've been chopping like that. I've been chopping like this. Like,
The same thing
Another
with
one.
this,
not lock you up?
this,
Oh, yeah.
the same
That
thing.
kind
So
of
when I'm here and I go right
Oh,
here.
I got it. Actually, practice. Let's try that. So if I throw a punch,
Elbow or what?
this isn't a blast towards you.
Horizontal elbows mix.
Yeah,
Hold
but
on.
leave one arm open, so it's like this one.
You know what I mean? I think it'll
Like
come
that?
in
Okay.
punchy,
I lock
but it's gonna be
I lock you
nice
with
and
one hand. It's a blast.
even if I'm putting that in.
You know, it even works in the guard. I don't even have to throw the
I
punch.
mean, if he just
push
grabs
it.
and I just put my forearms, he's got to grab my arm.
Over the top. Yeah. You did that one too.
What? Go.
So I'm chopping.
I'm starting trap.
Some parts of chopping where we're like here.
A first trap is always, I'll let you maybe start to do it. I don't know if you like to trap or not, but I always like, there's a trap, that's a crude trap. I'm just not holding on. This is a trap. Okay? This is a trap. This is a trap. Whatever you do, I'm trapping something. If that's all you're thinking. We call them pinning checks later. So if I'm here and I go 1, you trap. And then I get all the other information of trapping. Well, it doesn't happen. In the school, you trap maybe 95%. In reality, you maybe trap 5%.
We're doing alright the other day, weren't we?
No, yeah, but you're allowing it.
Yeah.
In reality, when you're moving, it's harder to trap. That's why I was giving you the point of origin. So once I'm here, and I go 1, and once I move, you know what I mean? Okay? Because that was my backup match. I went 1, he parried it or blocked it, so I don't take my hand up. He's got mine, so I come back over. You know what I mean? So that can be a lot, because if he gets that hand out, then I'm off again. Right? Let's go through it. But how do we get there that's the barrier. He's got a glove on, so I'm going to take the effort to destructively hit him to make the barrier drop, because I have a gap. Because in reality, if he didn't have that, he would pull it back and go, okay? Because boom, there's the barrier broke, okay? And he's still got a glove on, switch things a little bit. So once I go, there it is, there's my knees. If I can't get to that barrier because he keeps pulling his hand back too close, the same thing is now the trap is already pinned for me. He pulls it back for me. So once I shoot that in, I just make sure he can't, you know what I mean, pull that arm back. Don't come in and try to use your fingers. If you're not used to using a palm, see the difference? The palm hurts just as bad as the fist does. The difference is when I come in, the knuckle is what buries into the bone. Okay? So if I want to move this, it's boom! There's that same idea. I didn't use this hand this time. You see what happened? So from here, instead of going 1 and coming in with this, I move it and there's my hook punch. I mean, so the same familiarity, if he's on the other side, I throw this hook, you know what I mean? But in reality, boom! That's the same idea. 1 went forward, 1 went this way. So if I use this, you can't escape it because I destroyed your width and your height. And so we take, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, we take the and out. And we put what with it? Width. The word width. So now we're getting very, not technical, but the idea is this is 1 and 2. But if I go 1 with 2, you see the difference?
Yeah.
There's no time. If it's the other side, and I say 1 and 2, or 1 and 2, it becomes 1 with 2. Once this is touching, that's touching. Same thing with the foot. So we have 3 methods, right? I always like to drill a 3 method. It's an odd number. The odd number is always what?
Odd?
That's right, it's not an even beat, it's an off beat. It's an off beat, right? It's an off beat, that's the correct answer. We need to get that on film. So it's an off beat, because 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But if I go like this, what does he block? He blocks one of them, but one of them just doesn't get in. So I took the and out instead of 1 and 2 and 3. They all went together. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's this way first. You know what I mean? That's an oblique kick. I don't care if it's shoot, boom. You know what I mean? I want the hand to come up to make him feint. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's the front hand or rear hand or whatever. So once I can. Okay. And to be honest with you, if he would just cover it here, okay, and then use the close hand that's coming to block, if he was going to block, or zone off,
Or push.
or zone. Well, I don't know if you want to push on my knee first, because that's the idea. If you block my knee, this is another idea. You block my knee, right? My foot still goes, especially if it's up high. See? I still get you, okay? If you block closer to the hip and the thigh, now I can't get my knee up to kick. Oh, you're gonna go, well, that's crazy. Well, you're a shooter. That's what you want to block the kick from. So when he comes in and throws a roundhouse kick, I just punch him in the thigh if I want to. We do it quicker with the close hand. This was the close hand, but I'm zoning, and I punch first. See? So I went 1 with 2. If I want to do 1 with 3, how do you block it? It's just being smarter than your opponent. So the same thing is when he switched on the other side, because he mirrored me. If you stay on the outside, it's recommendations, take it for what you want. On the outside, you're safer, because he's got to reorbit everything. If I just keep going around here, I can do this. So, yeah, now he gave me his back. The same center line you have here is the same center line you have here. You have lungs, spine, wires to the computer itself. Who says I gotta kick you in the groin from the front? You know, the knees, all of these things are the same as in the front. You know what I mean? So when I come, that's why we always point the knee first before we kick. You know what I mean? Because if he goes up to block it, I have a groin shot from the front. That's an inverted kick. If he's on the other side, and I come up here, bang! I go there. Instead of coming, where's that? But you never knew what was going on. You know what I mean? Where do you go? Those are fancy tricks. That's not realistic. You know what I mean? But once I come in from here, I don't show them. That's it. So there I am. You know what I mean? Those are these straight lines. But in reality, when I show them that, once I do that, I mirror. Why? Because I'm going to show them a straight line, but I'm going to zone up. And I'll be center up again. You thought I was coming forward. But in reality, I went this way. So even though I can't reach with this, doesn't mean I can't reach with that. You know, so the idea is a feint. So if I'm here, I mean, Carlos uses this as a block, since he's learned it. I mean, it's a feint. You know what I mean? So from here, I go 1. Those are the ideas of making your opponent react to telegraph what he's doing. And most of the time he's defending. You know what I mean? From here I'm going to go. So he moved that way. So the next time I do that, I might do it again, but now I'm going to start changing his idea. You know what I mean? The idea is just me doing something makes you react. I mean, it's a natural idea. Right. He doesn't react, he gets hit. Right? Zach may cover more. Because that's what I notice. I go, so he covered. So when he covers, you pull down and there it is. You understand? Trapping comes later if you want. So what Zach needs to do in my recommendations is once I come in, he needs to counter right away. Once I come in with this, see, I have that. But when I come in, I might pull the elbow this way. Get behind me. This is too far. And if I'm using these, because I mirror him. I'm not afraid of the front hand. Not that I mean I'm not aware of it. The idea of it is what, this is not the knockout hand, unless he knows how to move his body weight forward. See? That's what you need to learn to do. Is move your body weight for the front hand and then invert the punch. You know what I mean? So once you connect, you rip through. So if I know that's capable, because you never underestimate anybody, once he does that, now he's got to revert. At the same time, if I'm good enough, you know what I mean, I come in, now I'm in. There's a knee, there's a round kick. Depends on how far you want to take it. Sparring method, you got to be a little bit nicer. It doesn't mean you can't let him know it's there. So one, back, and those are kidney shots now. Just because I didn't come, which is a split entry. When he punches, it's, even though that hand was there, it's still a confusement now. What? What the hell was that? What's going on? And from that idea, if I want to grab him, he's going to come in and do lots. There I am. Okay, if it's this way, then I want to pull from here. But I didn't just pull into it. Because now his momentum might what? So I pull it down. See what he does? Weighted his front leg, so sorry about this. So he can't use that front foot to kick me or knee me. But once I come in, he pushes my hand away. There's your judo. That's what stops throws. Okay, so your judo, jiu-jitsu stuff, when I come in, try to throw the big guy with my hip, what do you do? Anybody?
I'm gonna go
No. Who's a good thrower with the hip? Have you done that? Have you done that since you're